This is Rebecca, and today I am going to talk about a book I just finished, and it is called Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This one, if you want to check out part 1 and part 2, I'll link them down below and stuff. This book is about two people. We have Abby and we have the guy named Travis. And Abby is kind of a good girl, but you realize that she's not throughout the story. Like, she's imperfect. She's not perfect. She's imperfect. And I really liked Travis more than Abby because Abby kept kind of pushing him away and thinking that he just likes money and he doesn't really like her for who she is, and he wants to kind of use her and abuse her and stuff, but it's not always like that. And he's kind of clueless to the whole thing of that. But I really, really liked Travis's character because he kind of, to me, he was a normal person. He was kind of a wannabe rebel or a bad person. He gambled a little bit, but he didn't gamble a lot. He made bets more or less. He didn't like gamble, go out to Las Vegas and spend all his money and then cry boo-hoo that he didn't have any money. He had money, and he wasn't rich though, because this all takes place in college, on a college campus, and I really enjoyed that it took place in a college campus. I found that realistic in the love story where they, when they first met, that they didn't like each other and then they grow to like each other. But then things just started to get kind of stupid. Like, first, they go through a lot, but they don't go through, like, I don't know, they go through a lot, like, they do go through a lot, but they don't, like, they go through this fire explosion thing that happened at Travis's, fight, because he's fighting in his last fight, and he ends up, like, there's the guy who's, like, fighting with him, ends up, like, not beating him. Ends up not beating him, but he ends up, like, setting the place on fire, I believe. And I really didn't like, Travis was like, oh, go Abby and find a way out and stuff. Don't worry about me. And then they, like, lose Trent, I think, which is Travis's brother. And he's there to protect Abby so that she doesn't get almost raped or touched or whatnot. But it does kind of deal with some of the subject, but it doesn't deal with a lot of the subject. Like, they make Abby seem like a tough girl and innocent, and I'm thinking, you can't really have that in a book, because then there's conflict, there's a confliction, because to be tough you have to be confident, you have to be positive, you have to know what you want, you have to do this, and she's not really confident, so she's trying to find out what I really wanted. She's trying to find out, like, what she, about her dad and kind of about her past, but she doesn't want to go back to her past, and so she kind of finds new love with Travis and stuff. But I really, really didn't enjoy this book at all. I rated it 2 out of 5 because in the first part I really enjoyed it. I actually was thinking about 4 out of 5. Then the more I read, the worse it got. Not the writing necessarily. The writing was actually really good. I thought that some of the lines were really good, but I thought they were having sex at really weird moments, like really weird, and it's like unnecessarily there. Like, there's a makeup sex, which they have in this huge fight, and I'm just thinking, really, that you don't need that. You really don't need makeup sex. I mean, really, you don't need that. I mean, what is it? And they get married at the end of the novel, spoiler alert, and she's 19. That's crazy. Who like goes and decides to get married? Hey, I'm gonna get married at 19. Like, really? I mean, yeah, I can understand if you're like 23 or 24 or 25, like you have a job and everything. She doesn't even have a job and she gets married to him. Are you freaking out of your mind? You probably like owe your dad everything, or you're still not conflicting your dad, which is another problem about it. That Abby has a problem with her dad. She's not addressing the fact that he's, addicted to this gambling problem, or he has a gambling problem. She's blaming it out on herself. It never gets situated. Like, it gets brought up, it gets talked about. Yeah, I'm really interested in that. I'm like, oh, so they're going to find out, like, about this dad thing, her dad, and that he's a gambler, and they're going to try to help him get out of it. Never happened. Never happened. It was just about her and Travis. Now, I do like romance novels, but I felt like this one was too unrealistic. Number one, what's her mom doing? We find out that her mom's a drunk. But why is she drinking, and what's her problems? Like, really, I want to know all these other people's problems. If this is going to be a, I guess, dysfunctional family story, or a story where there's problems in it, which I have read really good family novels that talk about, like, problems with families, drinking problems, abuse, what's it called, depression, or when it's like, I don't know. I just think that Beautiful Disaster is a book that if you want to try it out, you can. But I really don't recommend this book. And mostly because I don't think the title is amazing. The font is amazing. Oh, I don't know what I did. There it goes. The font is amazing, but I don't know what I just did. But that's okay. The font is amazing, but I really didn't love this novel. I honestly, I believe it was self-published first. I believe, and it was online first, and so, but I don't really. So some of the, it's just not the greatest story, and some of the writing is actually really, really good, and I love what, like, some quotes that I loved about it, like, how, they loved each other, and how he loved her. The book never made me cry. I didn't feel anything from it, really. It's just a regular romance story that has, like, a happy ending at the end, and yeah, and that's it. And so, if you guys love, characters that are kind of, I guess, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it is a 2.5. I think the writing makes it a little bit above. I rated it 2 on Goodreads because, he can't give half stars, but I would probably rate it a 2.5 because the writing's really good, and I suggest you read it just because of the writing. But I feel like the story and the characters, like, most of the characters are unlikable. Yeah, the only likable characters are probably, like, Sharpay, which is the boyfriend of America, America is, what's her name? The main character, Abby's friend. And I also liked Travis's character until he got towards the end and kind of got, like, you know, hopelessly devoted to you type thing, which I thought was insane. But other than that, you can tell me in the comments if you read this book and if you liked it and if you would recommend it for other people to read. Just tell me if you would definitely, like, you know, tell me what you think A Beautiful Disaster is, or what you think something that, or what you would change about yourself in the comments below. And yeah, and I hope you guys have an excellent day, rest of the day, and I will see you later. Bye.